New and updated mods are out now for Farming Simulator 25. In total, 20 mods released today. All platforms got 16 new and 1 update, and PC Mac players got 2 new and 1 update as well. There was also a new map that released, but it was removed soon after release, therefore we won't be talking about it in this video since it is no longer there. You can check out the timestamps to see what you want to see first, and make sure you subscribe. That way you stay updated with all the latest mods in Farming Simulator. Starting off, we got the Massey Ferguson 8S Xtra from B3N, or Ben. This bad boy is available between 205 and 305 horsepower with every engine option available with a 40 kilometer or 50 kilometer version. It's 24 miles an hour or 32 miles per hour. We do have variable transmission, 500 liters of fuel, and it weighs 10 tons. Wheel brands, all of your favorites are in here. Trelleborg, Michelin, Continental, Midas, BKT, Ferguson, and Nokian tires. Yeah, we got some big old dudes on there. As far as options go, we have a cool box, which can be found on the inside. Doesn't do anything, but it is kind of neat. We've also got beacon lights, which are available with a left, right, or both, or neither for that matter. We also have warning signs there and speed stickers on the back. So you can make this a little bit of a North American style setup if you would like without those warning signs, so I'm appreciative of that. We also have front loader attachers for Quickie and Hauer, and then we have main colors. Main colors are unlocked, so you have all of them, and rim colors are as well. As far as your animations go, we've only got a couple of them, and those are going to be for the top. We've got the driver door, and we've got the back glass. Next up, the Kubota R640 from Paul. This one's interesting because it's legitimately exactly like the base game one in every single way that I could find, with one exception. You get a big old Kubota sticker on the front. So if you want a sticker, there you go, you could use this one. Moving along, we have a Lizard Auger Master from Titude. Now with this, we have a bulk auger wagon. So this will hold grass and stuff like that as well, around towards the back side. From this, we've got a ball hitch, we got a pin hitch, both those are available 43,000 liters, and then you have a semi-trailer version for 60,000 liters. Yes, still has the auger at the back, so might be good for running grain and things like that. Wheel brands from Michelin, Trelleborg, Ferguson, BKT, and Midas. We do have some off-road sets, along with some very interesting duals. Pretty cool. I think those are neat. Fill level light, we've got that as a yes or no, although I, for the life of me, can't find where that is. We also have side decals, which can be removed, but not all of them. And then cover decal, which can be removed, but that stripe stays. And then we've got main color, design, chassis, fender, cover design, pipe, hydraulics, colors, but no rim color. I feel like we're missing it. Also, there is no license plate either, so worth noting. And no, semi-trailer version does not hook up to the Heiser truck. Next up, the Gilles Pack. This is a sugar beet pack with a topper, a harvester, and then a collector, I guess, a loading trailer more or less. Let's start at the beginning right here. So this is the TR14. This is what is going to chop off the top stuff. 70 horsepower, 2.7 meter work with 4 miles per hour. A little bit slow on there, but it is what it is. Then we've got the harvester. So this pulls the beets out of the ground and deposits them in a windrow. 70 horsepower, 2.7 meter work with 4 miles an hour. So you can use these together. Everything's working perfectly. Then we got this bad boy right now. This is the loader, I guess. It goes down, picks everything up off the ground, and puts it into this trailer. 45,000 liter capacity, which is insane. 17 tons, 300 horsepower. It's real heavy, doesn't require a bunch of power. Probably going to be using a large tractor for this just to offset some of that weight. 7 mile per hour max speed on here. We do have a couple wheel brands if you'd like to go through and check some of those out. Not a lot of big differences between those. I kind of like the BKT Supers, but that's just me. Next one on our list, the GYRAX BMXL pack. This pack includes 5 tippers. We have capacities from 22.3 to 36.1, 29 to 45.5, 29 to 45.5 again, 30.1 to 48.3, and lastly 30.1 up to 48.3. So you can see we have multiple different versions of them. They are all bulk tippers, and we're going to see very similar, if not exactly the same customization for each. You can change up a couple sets, including doors. Those are very, very cool. I like the option for that. We don't get that a lot. very cool to have that. We also have a couple different wheel brands to choose from. Always nice to see that. And big wheel setups as well. Colors, we have a couple different sets for preset colors, so no extra sets. And then capacities down here at the very bottom, which can be bumped up from there. Next, the Hauer SGS2600. This costs $4,450 and has capacity of 1,500 liters. It is a front loader tool. One thing that I do find curious is we already have one of these, and it includes multiple things. Plus, it's incredibly unrealistic with a 1 million liter capacity for a front loader bucket. Just thought I'd mention it. Anyway, the mod that we got is not that. It is this one. We also have the round cotton module spear for wheel loaders. This from Jolly Farms Modding. I didn't say some of the other modder names because I don't know how to say them. We've got a couple different colors here, including the main set and the design set. So there you go for that. This works with wheel loaders, and it is made for round cotton bales to just spear right through them. And our last tool today, the Fliegl DPW 180, because of course we needed another one for some reason. This is like our third or fourth one at this point. This is getting out of hand. This one even doesn't have a lot. It's got a little extension on the front and the back, but that's it. No auto loading, nothing. Now let's jump over to some placeables. And as per usual, about half of our mods today are placeable mods. This is a very cool one. The Modern House from ICAS. Normally we don't put house mods near the beginning, and today we've got two of them. Technically, this is the front of the house, although it is kind of the back side. Get door opening out. We got to work on that. Come on now. In here, we've got our living room. Very, very cool. I like that they've kind of got the reflective look on the TV. Man, that is mounted flush. It's a little tight in here, but you can get in and out just fine. We can open up a couple of the doors in the back, so we've got this sliding glass door. This place looks so cool. I love it. This is the neatest thing ever. And then we have 6 doors down a hallway. Now, this isn't creepy. I don't know what is, but we do have all the doors on this side open in. So we've got a nice office here, computer, got some drinks there. I will tell you, from experience, refrigerators beside computers doesn't always work out very well. Also, you may accidentally turn on lights and turn off lights when walking in or out of rooms. Here's a smaller bedroom. Not a lot going on in here, and there's no triggers or anything like that other than the light switch there. And lastly, down here at the very end, we have the master suite. This is both of our triggers. So we've got our sleep trigger right here, which we can get a little sleepy time. And then we come up to this door and open it up. We get our wardrobe trigger. Hey! Come on, click it. Click, click, click. There we go. All right, you may have to fiddle with that a little bit. It's a very tight space. Then through here on this hallway, we've got 3 more doors. All of these are opening out. So we have a nice powder room there. Over here we have our laundry room. And then lastly, down here at the very end, we've got kind of the bathroom. 2 sinks. We've got a... Oh, I can't even... You can't even walk in here. Yeah, you can see what we got. Shower, toilet, bathtub, and double sinks with even a towel warmer. Very, very nice. Of course, light switches all over the place as per usual. One other neat thing, if we come around through here, through the master down here at the very end, you can also open that up, which is super cool. Now, the house is available with white or light gray, but to my eyes, I couldn't see a difference between the two. You can check those out if you want. If we jump in here, let's see, white walls, maybe if we put them beside each other. White walls? Yeah, I don't see anything. Dark gray walls? Is it inside? Like I said, I don't see a difference. Another farmhouse from ICAS, the farmhouse with interior. This is a kind of a double wide situation right here. However, it is very, very cool. We got a nice place to barbecue out on the front. Super cool. We'll open this up. I will tell you, all the doors sound like horror movie doors. I don't know what happened, but they all sound like horror movie doors, so it is what it is. We do have a rear sliding glass, which opens to the perfect spot. Very, very nice. You hear that? That's so creepy. We do have a light switch here, so we'll turn that on. And it is very loud. And then again, we have 6 doors down the hallway with family at the end. I don't know. I'm probably making a bigger deal out of it. I'm picking at him. I guess you did a good job. You did a good job. Here we got our sleep trigger in the first bedroom. This is basically the primary. Heading down. God, it creeps me out. You know what? We're just going to open all of them. real quick, fast, boom, 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 and I'm not going to shut any of them because they freak me out. Here's our office, very similar to the last one, except no refrigerator in here. So that is cool. And then down here at the end, we've kind of got a double room. At the very other end, we've got another room there. Here's our closet. It is a full closet room. Tell you what, shut that door and shut me in there for 5 minutes, I'll lose my mind. But that's where you can change clothes. And then we've got a full bathroom. Gotta love it. Otherwise, that is about it for this one. You can change the color of this one, so the siding can be changed to whatever color you would like. I was going to do a red version, but I was like, never really see red double wides. So I went with this. Moving on, we have our first modded rice fields. And the fields themselves are not what's modded, but it is the pump houses, which are modded. There's only 2 of them. There's like 6 or 7 in the pack. I just thought these were kind of interesting and wanted to show them off. However, if we jump in here, we can kind of see over on the left-hand side. So these are the 2 that I've put down. However, if we kind of scroll through, we got some that need to be smaller, and then some right here, which we've got just different designs. And we also have this. I just realized the screen was on the wrong thing. So that is a hill, which could be built around the outside of the grass field. We've also got this version right here, which is just kind of a little bit of a bump, if you want to call it that. Just a little bit of a bump, nothing too wild and crazy. Check that out. I mean, it's neat. It keeps you, I guess, from having to do any of your normal stuff, landscaping, that kind of thing. Anyway, regardless, very cool. New modded rice fields, and we have boundaries for around the outside if you put them, sink them down into the field. Next, we have some productions. First was Hatitude, or Hatitude. It's like attitude. Titude Adjustment. It is a hat factory. How neat is that? It almost appears that we've got an interior, but as far as I could tell, there's no way in. Here's your productions. We've got the Chip Tex hat, fabric, felt, corn tex, maize tex, and straw hats. Of course, 12 straw equals 3 hats. I didn't know that. It's good to know. With each one of these, we have different inputs. For example, for the Chip Tex hats, water, digestate, and wood chips. That's going to smell great. Fabrics, of course, fabric, felt is going to be digestate, wool, and lime. Interesting setup there. And then for the corn hat, water, corn, and honey. I kind of like that. I think that's neat. These can be sold at any of the normal selling points around the map. You just have to go in and check and see where your hat type will go. I don't think we've ever been able to make hats in Farming Simulator before. This is definitely a new one, and I'm all for it. I'm also realizing I placed it down backwards. As always, I do like to try things that I shouldn't, so let's try a wall breach. Yeah, works just fine. Interior looks cool. There's no collisions. I wouldn't expect there to be any either, but it's neat. It would be neat maybe in a future update if they updated this with collisions and stuff like that inside and allowed us to come in here. That'd be very cool. That's a super neat interior. Moving along, we also have the Bioplastic Productions. We have 2 productions here. We have the Bioplastic Production and the Bioplastic Canning Factory. So in here, as you can see, we have bioenzymes with corn, potatoes, sugar beets, and water, giving us bioplastics out. And depending on which one you go for, will depend on if you use sugar beets, potatoes, or corn. Now you also need the bioenzyme for this, and that's why you go into the store. And here we can buy a pallet of bioenzymes. So there you go. We've got that 500 liters per pallet, which is very, very nice to see. And looks like we'll hold 5,000. So if you want to buy 10 of them, you'll be good to go for a hot minute. Then, if we go over here, we also have the same thing for our canning factory, which is an eco canning factory, or eco bagging factory, as it were. You will need your bioplastics as well as whatever you're putting in. And so instead of getting a metal can, well, you get your plastic can. As per usual, these are all added to all the sell points around your map, so you're good to go. Next up, the special dairy from the Weekend Farmers. Now, this has a required mod, so just a heads up through there, the empty pallets and box production from Weekend Farmers as well. So you will need to download that because that is one of the inputs for this. Unfortunately, it's not a viable product. In here, we've got all kinds of different things. We have barley milk, corn milk, curd cheese, oat milk, premium chocolates, rice milk again, but long grain rice instead of regular, soy milk, as most of you would be familiar with, strawberry milk, water, and wheat milk. Yes, you make water out of here. 0 electric charge equals 100 water. You do 240 of those cycles per month, which is pretty wild. As far as everything else goes, well, you take a look here for barley milk, for example. We need barley, water, carton roll, and empty pallet. So you will have to deliver a carton roll to this. They use some different stuff, which is kind of neat. As far as our soy milk, no, they're basically the same, but with soybeans inputted. So you will have to get your carton roll from base game as well as empty pallets from the empty pallet production. And then you can make all kinds of milks. Next to last note for all platforms, got the Manure Crane. This is available in 3 different versions. So we go in here into tools. We see we got the red version, which I've placed down. We also have a blue one, and then kind of a real rusty one. The Manure Crane, which I had never really seen before until we were in Austria this past year for FarmCon, and I saw a bunch of these, which was super neat to see. Loved it. We got 2 ways we could do this. You've got the raise and lower, and we've got full rotation all the way around. And too far, a little bit too far. There you go, bud. And then we've got the grab and pull. However, we don't have a full, like, all the way up. It just kind of grabs and goes, just like that. So just a quick heads up through there. Also, they say, to sell the crane, you must sell it from the list of machines in the store. It cannot be clicked on. So if you want to sell it, you're going to have to jump into your pause menu, go down here, go to vehicles, manure crane, sell, boom. Just like that. And lastly, we got this bad boy, the temporary Worksite signal. So this is actually in the mod hub, so you buy it like a vehicle, not a placeable. So heads up through there. So for this, we get 1 minute of solid red, and then you get another minute of flashing amber, and there's no timer shown with that. Then it repeats, and they do say that AI vehicles will stop at the red light, which is kind of cool. I'm not sure what the middle one does, but everything else is very, very neat. It does have some room for expansion, so that's kind of cool. We can also pick it up. So if we turn it off, there we go, and we can bring it down, which unfolds it, and we can push it around. So that is very cool. As I mentioned, it is going to be found in the mod hub. We do have a couple different setups for the hood and metal colors, but that is it. Oh, and as far as I can tell, it picks up right where it left off unless you reset it at the store. If you're curious how the cars stop, well, this is why. It's got a invisible collision. So if the light's red and you're like, why can't I move? See this little box right here? That is why you can't move. You're welcome. Now we jump over to updates for all platforms. We only have one of them. It is lazy distribution from Let's Be Having Moo. This will be version 1.1. They've added water distribution for animal pens which need water on a pallet. Also added silage and straw distribution. Added a bigger animal feed silo for 2 million? 20 million. How many zeros is that? 6 zeros. I didn't have to count that out loud. 2 million, goodness gracious. Added a separate straw-only distribution silo for 1 million liters. Added trigger icons to correct locations. Added the ability to remove icons for eggs, wool, goat milk, and honey, which need to be replaced and customized. Added the ability to spawn a pallet for egg, wool, goat milk, and honey. Added the ability to reduce idle pallets from not unloading if the animal feed pallet seems stuck, idle, and not unloading normally after sleeping, or if a pallet has sat there for a while, turn on and run the production. There you go, good to go. I also had this previously, and I just kind of moved them a little bit, and it worked as well, so whatever works there. Also added a pallet spawner, which can be placed over object storage or anywhere to spawn 4 of egg, wool, goat milk, and honey found in containers. That is very cool. And lastly, we have improved animal feed pallet no discharge, so it works on more modded animal barns. Increases storage for the animal feed points. It's going to be 150,000 to 250,000 liters. Increased storage for greenhouse distribution from 150 to 500. increased storage for animal feed from 250 to 500, and increased capacity for animal feed pallets from 5,000 liters to 10,000 liters. This is an absolutely insane update to lazy distribution, so congrats to Let's Be Having Moo for what an update. Goodness gracious. I think I need to do a whole video just on this mod. Again. Now let's talk about mods for PC players. We have the Marangon Foldbar 616. This is a forage mower. So in here, we can mow all of these products and turn them into chaff, with the exception of our grass, which will turn into grass as per usual. With this, we can change up a couple different things. We've got decals in a couple different colors. We have a detacher type around towards the back, which will really just help line the machine up with your harvester. Plus, we have all the colors that you need, including black, which I think is very, very cool. This is my favorite setup for this machine right here. This is for tight farms and tight maps where you need to fold up the header in order to get from point A to point B. This is perfect. It's from the SMI modding team, who have brought us Sony headers for corn and for grain. And now we've got one for forage as well. Unfortunately, this one is PC only. Hopefully, fingers crossed, we get a lizard version of this, or they have Marangon licensed. And our last new one for PC and Mac players is the Rainwater and Snow Harvesting Pit. Now, there's nothing in here right now. You can see we have a capacity of 90,000 liters right through there. This will hold water, but it holds water from when it rains and when it snows. If there's water in it and it's cold outside, it'll freeze, which is kind of neat, and does it in gradual stages, which is also very, very cool. And it works with a worker, so if you have workers to pick stuff up and drop stuff off places, it will do that there. But yeah, also you cannot use the free place with this, so make sure you just place it down. I'm not a huge fan of all the dirt and stuff around, but it's only a personal preference, to be fair. I do want to see what happens when it rains, so we'll do that, and then let's just add some random raining after that. And let's see what happens as this thing fills up. Shall we fast forward time? I think we shall. There you go. As you can see, water's filling up. Slowly but surely, down there at the bottom right-hand corner, we're also getting a fill up. It's already got 5,000 liters of water in it. And climbing. There we go. 8,000. And it stopped raining. But we now have water. Ha 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 ha. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. That is very, very cool. Lastly today, let's talk about the round baler extension. They fixed an issue that blocked the bale wrapping for forage, chaff, and sugar beet cut bales with the GYRAX Vario Master. Note for sugar beet cut bales, these must have a diameter of 1.5 meters so they can be wrapped. He does say, why? Well, ask Giants. There you go. And a fix for the following error right there, the round baler extension. Specializations, toggleable bale wrapper, Lua 331. Attempt to index nil with bell wrapper is active. There you go. And there you go. That is everything you need to know about the mods for today. Hope you enjoyed it. Drop a like if you did. Get subscribed if you're new and join the GoHam fam. Double check your notifications. That way you never miss videos like this one. Hope you have an awesome day. We'll catch you in the next one.